Good evening. It's January 30th, 2025, Thursday. It's my pleasure and honor to be sitting with, in Studio 6C, Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today, Mr.
Very good, very good.
You're looking well.
Yeah, looking well.
New sweatshirt, pants, socks, shoes, new haircut, just freshly shaved. You're looking very, very nice today. And very chipper, by the way. Did you have a good day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I haven't had Amber. Amber didn't show up.
Yeah, no. Amber will hopefully be coming tomorrow. She's getting, as we know, Amber travels around the world as a full-time missionary, and she set up at her house, I think, today with 30 or 40 people, different prayer groups, so she was there getting that ready, but I'm sure she'll be here tomorrow. She'll miss you. She certainly does like visiting you.
Oh, yeah.
She loves to see you, that's for sure. She loves to see you, that's for sure. Well, yes, I hopefully she'll be here tomorrow. And so how you been doing? Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, we're reading Mr. Jeckovich's book titled Their Mother's Sons, and we're on page 809. How many pages in your book?
849.
Okay. We're getting close to the end, so I hope you write another book.
Well, I got notes on it, yeah.
At least give me a couple chapters, because this one will be over with soon, and it was very interesting. I've had a lot of text messages pertaining, where could they buy the book at?
Can't buy it.
Okay, the book is not for sale, nor never has been for sale, nor never will be for sale. The book of Their Mother's Son is just a general information a younger person could hear that Mr. Jeckovich is sharing with them about how simpler life was back then, how he took care of his mother from his age 11 until she passed away at age 89, the different businesses that he had, like a laundromat, snow plowing business, construction, handyman business, building cement sidewalks, decks, anything that had to do with woodwork, and at the same time working at Kimberly-Clark for 35 years. So Mr. Jeckovich's mind is like a library. After 100 years, Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. So any questions you might have for him to make your life maybe a little bit simpler, simply text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. Keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925. At that time, their gasoline was 7 and 9 cents per gallon. The cost of a beautiful new house was $2,000 to $3,000. The cost of an automobile was about $800 or $900. And it was a much simpler time where the husband worked simply one job and the wife took care of the household. So times are much simpler then and much better in many respects. So Mr. Jeckovich took care of his mother when his father passed away at the age of 43, and from 11 to his mother's death when she was approximately 89. Mr. Jeckovich lived his entire child and most of his adult life at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York, 14303. So you lived upstairs, your mother did downstairs.
Yeah.
That was a nice arrangement. Mr. Jeckovich's been retired for almost 40-some years, living in Florida. Would you ever think of moving back to Niagara Falls?
No.
Not now.
No, don't be.
So it went down.
What now?
Niagara Falls is not what it used to be.
No, it all gone down. Niagara Falls, Ontario's good though.
That's a good point. Niagara Falls, New York was a thriving town. Many immigrants came there about 100 years ago. It was a thriving town. Many immigrants came and made the country better. They didn't have their handout, nor was there any handouts to accept. And at that time, when Mr. Jeckovich was growing up in Niagara Falls, New York, he had a population was about 50 or 60,000. And now, many decades later, it's no longer considered a city. It's simply a village with a population of 10,000.
Yeah.
Right? And if you throw a stone and you cross the river, you'll be in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Then and now, it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Wasn't it so nice? Then and now, it was absolutely beautiful. Today, it's simply like Disney. Everything is clean, new buildings, even have souvenir shops. Niagara Falls was giving a great gift from Mother Nature, the actual falls, and at one time, it was named the honeymoon capital of the world. Yeah. Now, the Canadian side still has that motto and classification of the honeymoon capital of the world, but on the New York side, it doesn't. It's just complete shambles.
Yeah.
One ghetto, many boarded up houses.
Mafia.
Yeah, the organized crime has destroyed it and ripped it apart, and there's absolutely nothing left. There's nothing left. I think the only people working are those that work in a factory and at the casino they got there. Everything else is a high unemployment rate. It's funny, back then, a neighboring town, which was famous for Packards, a great automobile which Mr. Jeckovich had. At one time, when Mr. Jeckovich was growing up, the largest millionaire population in the world, believe it or not, was in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And most of those steel mills and all those industrial factories and car production plants are all gone.
Well, they're still there.
A majority of them.
A lot of chemical plants now.
Yeah, and a lot went to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely different as it was then. That's the point we're trying to make. And when Mr. Jeckovich grew up in Niagara Falls, New York, hard to believe, but there was approximately 21 or 22 Roman Catholic churches and approximately 17 Catholic schools. Some of the Catholic churches were only blocks away. Some of the Catholic schools were only blocks away. You had St. Stanislaus Catholic Church and School on one corner, and on the next corner of the block, you had Our Lady of the Rosary Catholic Church and School. This is like less than a couple 100 yards away. Now, no Catholic schools, and I think there's only one church left in the whole town. So how times have changed.
Hey, this came in from John Sullivan. Their family has
Okay,
been
let's see what we got
family
here.
of knitters for a long time.
Okay, they're what?
A family of,
Okay, we just got something in. John Sullivan from Dublin, Ireland, just sent this over to you. John Sullivan from Dublin, Ireland.
Pull it up, John.
Oh, boy.
They're a family of knitters.
Yeah.
The finest wool in the world comes from Ireland, that's a fact.
Look at this.
There you go.
He knows how you like sweaters, so they
Yeah.
won't.
Oh, boy, that's a nice sweater. Who's this from?
This is from, let's see, John Sullivan from Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland?
Yeah, Dublin, Ireland.
How'd you get a hold of me?
Yeah,
Hold it up, John.
You have gifts from all around the world over the last several months. We'll wear that tomorrow. You'll look really sharp in it.
Yeah. Here we go.
John
Hold it up
Jeckovich,
there.
Dublin.
There you go. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the second generation, they said, of knitters. They have the best.
Hang that up, please.
Yes, I will.
You gotta send him a thank you
I
note.
will send him a thank you note.
Hold the bag up there. What's the bag?
It's old.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Yeah,
The
thank you.
Sullivan family from
Sullivan.
Dublin.
Ireland. Yeah, we'll send them a nice note.
That's from, he was from Ireland?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, we've had gifts from all around the world. The internet, this guess, is a very powerful tool.
Yeah, we'll wear that tomorrow.
Yeah, we have Mr. Jeckovich wear that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So now you have a nice warm sweater now.
Yeah,
To your collection. Okay,
19 minutes.
okay, that's great. So, thank you very much, and we'll move on. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion, the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. So I can start reading Mr. Jeckovich, but before I open up the laptop, I'll need your passcode.
421 and 65.
Okay, that's Mr. Jeckovich's dog tag number, which is also the passcode here. And this one of the final chapters is discussing Mr. Jeckovich opening and closing the store. Opening and closing the store. Let's see. Okay, opening and closing the store. Delphine would inform the children as we walked along the lake the exact spot where we would have our Sunday afternoon picnic. And it was also here that they contemplated the final plans for their marriage and their future.
You ever say again?
This is at Delaware Park. You're at a picnic with your family, and your wife Delphine would inform the children as they walked around the lake at Delaware Park the exact spot where you and Delphine would have your Sunday afternoon picnic.
Oh, yeah.
And the exact spot also where you two contemplated the final plans for your marriage and the future. I realized that we would never have much material wealth, but it was more than made up for by the love and devotion we had for one another. Throughout the following years, long after the children were grown up and gone, there was still glowing light of love we had for one another. So how long were you married for?
69 years.
69 long and wonderful years. That's beautiful. As we started our life together, our mutual love for one another would sustain us and nurture us through a long period that followed. We really had no need or desire for any parties outside of each other and our family. The trip to Delaware Park, do you remember Delaware Park?
Delaware Park, yeah, nice park, yeah.
Nice park, yeah. Brought back many fleeting yesteryears, and its own served to reinforce that we both knew and understand that ours was a lasting relationship built on love and admiration for one another. The past few years acknowledged that, and the years to come would only complement and strengthen that resolve. Delphine was my best friend. Yeah, that's wonderful. Delphine received a call from the laundromat one afternoon during the summer when I was working days. It appeared that a young girl was injured by the plate glass door at the front of the store. What happened there?
Well, her sister, older sister, probably 10 years old, put her in a laundry basket and shoved her through the door.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And where was the mother?
She immediately drove to the store to ascertain the nature and the extent of the accident. When she arrived at the store, an ambulance was already there, and there was a police car parked at the curb. It seemed that the young girl, around 7 or 8, was pushed through the closed door and had shattered the glass by the impact of the passage to the door. The young girl's mother was doing her laundry, and her older son, 9 or 10, set the girl in one of the laundry carts and was pushing her about the store. How she got hurled through the door was difficult to imagine, much less understanding the boy's action. The sum of all of it was that the mother blamed the store for her son's wild behavior and was going to sue for damages and negligence. Delphine spoke to the officer on the scene, and he advised her that the woman had the legal right to sue anyone she wanted, but as far as she was concerned, the mother would have a difficult time
14 months.
to sustaining her case in court. How did it finally turn out? Good mother.
Well, it washed up. Never went to trial.
Okay. The young girl had several lacerations on her face, nothing serious, and she was seen walking about and sipping on a soft drink. Delphine got the woman's name and address and advised her to take the girl to see a physician to see if there's any internal injuries. Mother would not hear of any of it, and she kept insisting. The mother would not hear of any of it, and she kept on insisting she was going to sue. Yeah. Due to our neglect, and we would hear from her lawyer shortly. But it was just words, nothing came out.
And nothing, no.
Yeah.
Well, how about those pull things? One kid pulled it too hard and fell over on him.
One kid pulled a candy machine.
He pulled it hard to get 2 or 3 out, and the whole thing came over on him.
And what happened there?
Well, it landed on top of him, but luckily didn't have any brains, head injuries or nothing.
Did he get no injury?
I think he just skipped away when it started coming down.
Yeah, he's lucky, yeah. Delphine listened attentively after the mother and left with her children called cataract glass to replace the broken door glass. She stayed in the store until it was accomplished. We heard nothing further from the mother, and Delphine remarked that she had seen the woman in the store doing her laundry, but never mentioned what had taken place several weeks ago. There were several such happenings, also on a regular basis, and each time we were threatened with legal action, but nothing ever transpired. One involved a small boy being injured by a cigarette vending machine which toppled over on him, which was pulling all the selected knobs violently. Another boy spinning around the store in one of the dryers. What's this? Another boy was spinning around in one of the dryers?
Yeah, the dryers, the hoops of the dryers are big.
So a kid climbed in the dryer?
Yeah.
Which could have been serious as the temperature in the dryer increased.
Well, he didn't put it out. He didn't know how to put the heat out.
Luckily, another responsible customer in the store at the time extracted the boy from the dryer, and the boy suffered only a few singed hairs on his head. So the dryer, did it have money inserted in the dryer?
Say again?
Was the dryer actually spinning or no?
The dryer was spinning, but it wasn't heated up.
Who the hell would go inside of a dryer? Imagine today how crazy.
Well, I mean, I don't even think he started. You got to start that dryer. You got to put a quarter in it to start it.
Was his brothers outside helping him with it, or did he do it on his own?
Well, mother was there doing the laundry.
Yeah.
So he didn't start that dryer out at all. He just sat in it. And he couldn't start that thing. He had to put a quarter in it.
During our entire time in the store, we never suffered any damage due to vandalism or any theft of any kind.
He refused again.
So you mean tell me over 18 years you never had one vandalism?
No vandalism. Well, that was a different culture then. I would never do that now today, no.
Now it would be.
Now in New York, they're tearing them apart.
Yeah.
These migrants come in, they tear it apart.
Yeah. That's what the news said. 46 self-serve coin laundromats in New York City. Each and every one of them were destroyed and vandalized
10 minutes.
by illegal aliens, and they were so badly destroyed and so badly damaged.
He never could get straight out,
Didn't
no.
have any money
He
to
shut
come
down,
back.
yeah.
So all their livelihood was gone by vandalism.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any then, right? You didn't
I?
have no vandalism then. You had no vandalism.
No. Well, it was a different culture.
Considering the nature of the neighborhood, I was extremely fortunate, and after a while, we never considered it a threat. I was a little concerned when I would collect the money from the machines around 1 or 2 a.m. So that's when you clear out your machines?
Yeah.
At 1 or 2 a.m.?
Thursday night.
It's interesting when Mr. Jeckovich would be there earlier, hours, 2 or 3 in the morning, you could throw a stone from his laundromat and you could hit the falls, Niagara Falls, the actual falls itself. Did you hear the thunder of the falls?
Yeah. Now when I had to get home, my alley was dark. I had to open the garage door and put the lights on. When I got into the garage, the lights weren't on. I had to turn all those lights on.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
And I had probably $2,000 worth of money in the bank.
Yeah. So you're lucky there too? Yeah. I would collect the money from the machines around 1 or 2 a.m. that someone would follow me home and confront me when I drove into the dark alley behind our house to park the car in the garage. Fortunately, nothing ever happened, but it was eerie as I drove down the deserted streets in the early morning hours. It was so still and quiet that I could hear the roar of the falls as I drove home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second Street, Second and Third, Second and Niagara.
Yeah, wow. When you would drive home with the money at 1 or 2 in the morning, did you carry a gun?
No, never had a gun. Never had a gun in the house.
Before you went into the military, did you have a gun?
No.
Before you went into the military, did you ever shoot a gun?
No, never, my father never hunting, I never went hunting.
And during the military, you must have shot 1 million or so rounds with a heavy machine gun.
Carbine, machine gun, bazooka.
Lots of rounds. After you get out of the war, did you ever shoot a gun?
No.
So to this date, 80 years later, you never...
I never had a gun in the house, never shot a gun after that,
That's
no.
very interesting, that's amazing. During the winter months, we're still sledding and ice skating on Gill Creek or at the lake at Hyde Park. During the summer months, we went on picnics, and during my vacation period, how many days vacation did you get?
Well, when I was there long enough, I got 2 weeks vacation.
And that was at Kimberly-Clark, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we go on one-day trips to the nearby parks at Letchworth and Allegheny. Was Letchworth a nice park?
A nice state park, yeah. It was about 2 hours to get there.
Is that the one that had the train trestles?
Huh? There's a big train trestle on top, yeah.
Maybe that's why you like trains today. All in all, even though our time was limited, while we occupied the store, we managed to spend much of the time with children as possible. On these trips and short trips, Grandma would usually accompany us. Did Grandma ever go camping?
No.
Okay. And since we now had a large international station wagon, that's that big international travel.
Yeah.
The big green monster.
Delphine loves it.
Yeah. And let's see. Now we had the large international station wagon. Lack of space was never a problem.
Yeah.
So we had abundant space.
Well, we use it for camping a lot, yeah.
Grandma was always delighted to go with us and the children. Delphine and I enjoyed her company, and we looked always forward to these short trips. Yeah. Minutes, please.
Five and a half.
There was never a day that we did not spend at least several hours at the store. So every day you're at the store.
Oh, yeah. 18 years.
That store was open for 18 years, and when you first opened the door at opening day, the doors were never locked, right?
No, that was Saturday morning in February.
When we returned from our short day trips, I would assist Delphine with the children for a short period and be off to the store to clean it up and do whatever else is necessary. When you were gone for 2 or 3 days, when you got back, was the store pretty messy?
No, I had someone clean it up. I had Clyde clean it up, but he didn't do nothing there. He didn't do nothing there.
He didn't show up much, right?
No.
That was Clyde Kuntz.
Yeah, Clyde Kuntz,
Yeah.
He's too much in Canada.
I see. The winter months were the most difficult, especially when we had a severe snowstorm, and I'd be shoveling snow for 7 hours around the entire corner of the store. After several snowstorms, it became a problem to where to put the snow. You had that much snow that you didn't know where to put the snow?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I put the snow on each side, but I had to keep the door open.
Well, hell, it kept you in shape, shoveling all those damn sidewalks. It kept you in shape.
I never saw a snowblower.
You never had a snowblower?
No.
The summer months were not as difficult as the wintertime, but with the high humidity generated in the store, it became withering during the heat of the day. We had no air conditioning in the structure. Besides, it'd be too costly and prohibitive. So air conditioner wasn't that popular back then.
No.
Yet. It was known, but not that
Well,
popular.
I had a fan up there, up on top of the dryer, one of the dryers that flew down where the people sat.
Yeah, and even most of those mansions, huge mansions on Buffalo Avenue on the river, which the people could afford anything they wanted, they didn't have any air conditioning yet
No.
there. It just wasn't accepted yet. We settled for a fan at the rear of the store and another in the utility room to dissipate some of the heat created by the uninsulated boiler. It helped somewhat, but was no real solution to the heat and humidity that prevailed. Is the only concern of mine. So the laundromat was hot. And then what was the temperature when you worked at Kimberly-Clark?
120.
So you went to what an extreme. From the Battle of Bulge, the coldest winter of record, and the Ardennes forest, Germany, you're down to minus 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your life you're at in excess of 100 degrees.
Yeah.
You went to extremes. Wow. Holy cow. Despite all the problems at the store, I found it intriguing.
2 minutes.
They felt up to the challenge to present at any particular time, even court the battles with DeLuca, that they're always with us. Delphine also found it exhilarating and grew into stature and maturity steadily with the many duties she performed on the store behalf. So what you're saying here basically is, even though the store had a lot of goods and bads, you and your wife Delphine extremely enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I had to put up with that stupid DeLuca.
And who was DeLuca?
DeLuca was the older minister.
He was the one who rented you the property.
Yeah.
And what kind of things would he do?
Well, he said, you got to pay me more money. He says, the people are complaining upstairs in the apartments that it's not warm enough. I said, well, all that heat's rising. It's not going down in the basement.
That's a good point. Heat rises.
Yeah, he's just crapping me, that's all.
So he was just looking for ways to extract more money out of
Yeah.
it.
Well, and then he wanted to rent the red, but I had to put supports in the basement because I put it on a 2-foot pad, cement pad, put the weight out so I had to reinforce the floor.
And the boiler, right?
Yeah.
And he complained about that?
Yeah, he said, well, I'll make your restaurant down there.
Yeah. And how many years has that store been vacant?
Well, it was probably vacant for 20 years, sitting there.
And out of your own money, you restored the
I
property.
remodeled it at $1,700 to remodel it.
He made it nice, and he still wants to get rent for something that there's no possibility of it being a restaurant. Minutes?
20 seconds.
Okay.
So we're almost done here. Yeah, we'll pick up.
What did you, we'll end this chapter now, but what do you want to do now?
Well, that's why I Trump for a while.
Oh, you want me to turn on Trump for you?
Yeah. What time is it?
Okay, let me look.